All right, before I get to what Rose shared with me, uh, looking at this at a level 1, but look at the crazy tilt on this thing right now. But look at this over here. This is huge. This reminds me of the one that was over here last week. Let me see if I can transfer these to the computer. Yeah, yeah, we definitely have some big lightning bolts here, as it should, because some of this lightning, you can be looking down at your carpet and not even looking close to the window, and the lightning uh, is so bright, it lights up the whole sky, it lights up your room. You don't even have to be looking at the window. You know, there's lightning. It was super bright, super big, and yeah, there was thunder with that one. It rumbled and shook. Let's see if I can. Rose sent me some Rose Biss sent me some radar pictures of this tropical depression that's going over us, and I didn't even know we had one coming. I wasn't paying attention, I guess. But anyway, this looks intense, and this is still moving this way. So eventually, later on, I guess I'll pull up the images from when Mercury passed before. It wasn't that size or that location, but I do have some footage of a comet that did this and was that size. So I don't know. And if that's Mercury, where's the other planets? Because when they showed an image from this particular thing before, the planets were all here. So I don't know. That's an interesting little group of stars. Not sure what that constellation is. Some nice meteors going by. When I seen a group just before, it was down here, and they said that was our planet. But who knows? I guess I could look up the altitude and latitude and blah 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 of where Mercury and Jupiter and all the other planets are supposed to be in relation to each other right now, because I understand Mercury is the closest to the sun. I get that, but Mercury is definitely not that the biggest planet. And if we can see Mercury and it's not one of the bigger planets, then why at some point can't we see the other planets here? I don't know. But see these little dots right here? This was the size of them when they were down here, the size of whatever, and they said that was our planets down here. And I'll pull that footage up later on. So they were down here actually. And they said that was our planets. So, I don't know, maybe these are our planets. I mean, because they got to be somewhere in the picture if that's Mercury. And it's one of the smaller planets. I know it's the closest to the sun. I get that. But I've got footage from 20 years ago when a comet came in, and it didn't even get that close. It came in this way, and it got about this close, and it caused a CME 3, class 3, G3, and caused a bunch of issues. I don't know. Anyway, pretty interesting. All right. Um, Let me see if I can get these things to transfer. Oh, San Diego, California has got a severe thunderstorm warning, and so does South Dakota. And I guess we're just going to be getting lots of rain and severe lightning now. It's probably a warning on my phone for that. Let's see. Weather alert, current conditions, aerial flood advisory has been issued. Let's see what it says. I thought we had a flash flood warning like 2 o'clock today. Oh, this is lightning alert. Okay, they gave us a lightning alert first. And yeah, it was some severe lightning, some really, really bright bolts. Or bright flashes in the sky. Anyway, I didn't see the bolts. I suppose, what happened to the flood advisory? This stuff has been acting up lately. It still shows the alert, but won't show it to me. That's crazy. Yeah, we know that. Alright, let me try again. Weather bug has stopped. Let's try it again. We got 3 warnings. Good gracious. Let's see what they are. Probably lightning, flood. Yep, lightning alert. 7:13 to 7:43 p.m. So I guess it's going to be pretty bad. Aerial flood advisory. 6:42 to 9:45 p.m. Flash flood watch. 4:25 p.m. to 11 p.m. A real flood advisory. Won't give me the rest of the information. Okay, here we go. For Norfolk, Virginia Beach, Chesapeake, Portsmouth, City of Suffolk. The National Weather Service has issued a urban and small stream flood advisory. Doppler radar and automated rain gauges indicated heavy rain, which is causing urban and small stream flooding in the advisory area. 1 to 2 inches of rain has already fallen. With additional rainfall, use extra caution in traveling across the area. Remain alert of pounding water on roadways. Some locations that will experience flooding include Virginia Beach, Virginia Wesleyan University. Oh, that's right next to where I'm at. Old Dominion University, downtown Norfolk, Regent University. Yeah, that's where CBN is, where I do the parking lot thing. Uh, Traffic parking for CBN. So they're under it. Kempsville, of course. Ocean View, of course. Deep Creek, of course. Downtown Portsmouth, Churchland, Norfolk. State University, Norfolk, Chesapeake, Portsmouth, Norfolk International Airport, Ghent, Norfolk NAS. Whoa, the Naval Air Station. That's the new one for flooding. Bowers Hill, Norview and Craddock. That's just where Paul came from working today. Turn around, don't drown when encountering flooded roads. Most flood deaths occur in vehicles. Excessive runoff from heavy rain will cause flooding. Yeah, I told you last week when we were driving to Carolina, the creeks and little lakes and everything were already up to. I knew any heavy rain would cause that because they were already. I've never seen them so high. A flood advisory means river or stream flows are elevated or pounding. Yeah, they've been elevated or pounding. Water in the urban area is occurring or is imminent. And then there's a flash flood watch as well. The heaviest being here, but it extends from South Carolina to here. Okay. Show me the next one. What is our other advisory? I didn't read yet. The lightning, maybe? Uh-oh. I hear knocking. 1.3 miles. You should seek shelter immediately. You should remain in a safe shelter until there has been no lightning within 10 miles of the selected area, at least for 30 minutes. Do not use hardline telephones. Do not use headphones. Stay away from appliances, computers, power tools, TV sets. Avoid water, avoid high ground, avoid open spaces, avoid all metal objects, including electrical wires, fence, machinery, when possible, find shelter. Wow, we don't usually get lightning alerts, but we have it now. Why is there, we got 2 lightning alert things here, so it must be pretty severe lightning. But they were really big bolts that Rose sent me, so let me see if I can get that on the computer, because I need to share these that she took the time to send me. Oops. Try that again. Alright, you should find them in a second. 44? All those aren't new. You already found those yesterday. Oh, because she sent these in a message. Darn it. Okay, I can't do that yet. I gotta save them. Okay. I didn't think about that. Alright, let me go back to messages. Um, okay. Alright. There it is. I know she sent 3 or 4. Actually, 4. Alright, so let me try this again. 4 of. No. I don't want to. Okay. Let's try this again. So it should be 8. 8 new items. Yes, there they are. So this is the tropical depression that we have right now. Oops. Hey, come back here. Well, thank you for being all done. There we go. This is one of them. See the big bolts of lightning, but this is the tropical depression. I guess it started at 2 a.m. I just didn't know because I didn't have access to it then. Yeah, it sounds like a new warning. There's another image that Rose Biss sent me. Thank you, Rose Biss. Y'all need to make sure you always check out her live earthquake reports. She does a wonderful job verifying with all the different uh, reporters. So this is the, come on, let me go. 1, 2, 3. Not showing the other one. That's weird. Okay. Anyway, thank you, Rose. Let's look at what the warning is now. Another marine warning. Shower producing water spouts was located over Thomas Point Light. The shower was nearly stationary. Okay. I don't usually see thunderstorm warnings for California. At least I haven't. I'm sure they have some sometimes, but I don't see them. Everybody, I mean, Texas, Wyoming, Kansas, South Carolina, North Carolina, Alabama, Georgia, Maryland, Pennsylvania, New York, New Jersey, South Dakota, North Dakota. I just don't normally see them. It's like you don't really see them for Seattle or that part of Washington. So, anyway, we're in different times, that's for sure. Oh, why is it not sharing my screen? So, is it buffering or something? Oh, it's green. Oh. Anyway, there's lots of stuff to cover. Israel missile strikes.
Are you struggling with arthritis? One of the 4 foods I'm about to show you can actually make your arthritis disappear.
All right, guys, what's going on? My name is Louis. Today is
Near Golan Heights. Well, that's all. There's so much going on. So you know that Iran took hostage another UK oil tanker headed for Syria. Oh, that was yesterday. Or was that today? No, yesterday. So instead of letting the other one go, they took another one. Oh, they're pushing for war. And Russia's an ally of Iran. And then China, this would not be good. Um, the UK has responded today. There's so much going on.
Destroyed not one, but 2 Iranian drones in the Strait of Hormuz last week. We're told sailors aboard the USS Boxer could see one of the drones go down. The other one vanished from radar and was believed to be destroyed. National security correspondent Jennifer Griffin is live
We
at the
don't know
Pentagon.
what's true anymore.
So, Jennifer, Iran denies all of this, and we have evidence.
Well, Harris, what I can confirm is what U.S. officials told us just moments ago, that they now believe, as you mentioned, 2 Iranian drones were downed by a U.S. warship as it was transiting the Strait of Hormuz last Thursday, not one as we originally reported. One U.S. defense official said sailors and Marines on board the USS Boxer, that large amphibious assault ship, could see one of the drones go down in the water. The other drone disappeared from radar and was believed destroyed. The head of U.S. forces in the Middle East, General Frank McKenzie, told CBS's David Martin, who first reported this, quote, there may have been more, suggesting more than 2 drones may have gone down. Both drones, we're told, were taken out by this new Marine Corps anti-drone jamming device strapped to the deck of USS Boxer without firing a shot. They instead fried the drone's electronics. Monday, President Trump pushed back on Iran's denial that U.S. forces had destroyed its drone.
We took down one of their drones. Instead of saying, yeah, that happened, they lie. They say it didn't happen. So we have, there's a lot of proof. It's called, take a look at it on the ocean floor. Just go down there, take your scuba gear and go down there in the ocean. One of you would do that, I know.
This comes as 23 crew members aboard a British oil tanker continue to be detained by Iranian forces for a fifth day. The vessel's parent company moments ago refuted Iran's claim that the ship hit a fishing boat while transiting the Strait of Hormuz before the vessel was seized by Iranian commandos. Quote, "We can confirm that we are not aware of, nor is there any evidence of a collision involving the Stena of Impero." The company's statement also said all necessary notifications were given before the oil tanker began to transit the Strait of Hormuz. And just moments ago, Harris, the Senate confirmed Mark Esper as the new defense secretary. The vote was 90-8. Noes included Senators Harris, Klobuchar, Merkley, Markey, Wyden, Booker, Gillibrand, and Warren, all Democrats running in 2020. Harris?
Yeah, most of the list of 8, correct? It's called Take a Visit to the Ocean Floor. Jennifer,
with your scuba gear.
With your scuba gear, yeah.
This is how we do the summertime.
Right now, get a new 2019 Hyundai.
Well, most political campaigns sell tacky t-shirts that nobody wants. What is Trump campaign selling? An attitude in the form of recyclable plastic straws. Since the campaign tweeted, "Making straws great again," the first batch of 140,000 sold out. That's 200 grand in sales. Now, you can call this silly or mean, but it's really pretty hilarious. The Trump straw targets key liberal weaknesses. Their strident humorlessness, misplaced priorities, and pokes them right in the eyes. The crusade to ban plastic straws is yet more proof of how liberals try to distract us from the harm they've done to our cities, our law enforcement, our job markets, and our border. Maybe no one will notice what they did to the humans of downtown LA and other Democratic hellholes if they save a turtle from a straw. Yep, an actual headline said, "Someday a turtle may end up with a Trump-branded straw in its nose." Wow, who knew reptiles did coke? So Trump saw this absurd crusade as a perfect opportunity for the new Republican Party, one that finally understands the power of fun and the muscle of mockery. All the turf solely owned by the smirking left, the script's been flipped. It's now the left who shriek like nosy neighbors, and the right who are laughing out loud. The paper straw is a perfect symbol, a failed, soggy replacement for something that worked just fine. A paper straw is socialism to capitalism's sturdy plastic. How funny is it that the straw's purpose is to suck? So you think the left would do that well? Wrong. They even suck at sucking. I have to say, night. Lows in the upper 60s. Northwest winds 5 to 10 miles an hour. Gusts up to 20 miles an hour until midnight. Chance of rain near 100%.
Oh, this is crazy.
Mostly cloudy in the morning, then becoming partly sunny. A 50% chance of showers. Highs in the lower 80s. North winds 10 to 15 miles an hour. Wednesday night, partly cloudy. Lows in the upper 60s. Northeast 5 to 10 miles an hour. Gusts up to 20 miles an hour until midnight. Thursday, partly sunny. Highs in the mid-80s. Northeast winds 10 to 15 miles an hour. Thursday night, partly cloudy until midnight, then clearing. Lows around 70. Northeast winds 5 to 10 miles an hour. The extended forecast.
They must have changed the name of
Friday,
this.
partly sunny. Highs in the mid-80s. Friday night through Tuesday, mostly clear.
Yep,
Highs
sure
in the
did.
upper 80s. Lows in the lower 70s. Marine forecast. Chesapeake Bay from New Point Comfort to Little Creek, Virginia. Tonight, north winds 10 to 15 knots. Waves around 2 feet. Showers until early morning, then a chance of showers late. Visibility 1 to 3 nautical miles until early morning. Wednesday, north winds 10 to 15 knots. Waves 2 to 3 feet. A chance of showers until late afternoon. Wednesday night, northeast winds 10 knots. Waves 1 to 2 feet. Thursday, northeast winds 10 knots. Waves 1 to 2 feet. Thursday night, northeast winds 5 to 10 knots. Waves 1 foot. Friday, east winds 5 to 10 knots. Waves 1
Okay,
foot.
so I'm sorry.
East winds 5 to 10 knots. Waves 1 foot. Saturday, east winds 5 to 10 knots. Waves 1 foot. Saturday night, east winds 5 to 10 knots.
Imagine that. July is on track to becoming Earth's hottest month on record, climate scientists say. Oh, yeah, it takes a climate scientist to say that because we ain't smart enough to realize how hot it is when we're out there working in it. Business partner. Oh. Now what is this? Agreement affirms North Carolina transgender. Restroom rights. Well, let's hear what it is. A judge signed the agreement after a 3-year legal battle challenging the state's so-called bathroom bill, known as HB 2, and the law to replace it. This is like them changing the names of manholes to maintenance holes, and manpower to, I don't know, human power, or whatever. They're going to spend the money and the time to rewrite all the paperwork and all, the city's guidelines, everything that mentions manpower, manholes, his, her, he, him, lady, gentleman, girl, boy. So I guess you can't call someone beautiful anymore because beautiful used to be a thing that you would call ladies, and handsome used to be a thing that you called men. So I guess if we use that, either one of those terms, we're being gender specific, and we'll be in trouble for that too. Oh my goodness. Jesus, hurry up and come, because this world has lost its everlasting mind. Totally lost it. Good will be called evil, and evil will be called good. Man, scripture is so on point. The moon will become as bright as the sun. The sun will become 7 times brighter as sevenfold is 7 days. The agreement between the plaintiffs and Governor Roy Cooper says nothing in current state law can be interpreted to prevent transgender people from lawfully using public facilities in accordance with their gender identity in buildings controlled by the state's executive branch. The agreement further says executive branch officials, such as the current and future governors, as well as their employees at state agencies, are forbidden from using the current law to bar, prohibit, block, deter, or impede any transgender individual from using public facilities in accordance with the transgender individual gender identity. Okay, so anytime I feel like it, I can claim to be a male if it benefits me. And then when it benefits me to be a female, I can claim to be a female. And I can get mad and sue people for trying to identify me as any gender. This is what's crazy. Now, these transgender people fought to change their gender because they did not like the gender they were, right? Okay, fine. But now we have to change the name of a manhole? You're identifying with a gender. If you changed your gender from male to female or from female to male, now you're identifying yourself as the other gender, correct? So why do we have to take away things that have quote unquote gender names? Mankind, we're supposed to change that word. God created man, then he created woman from man's ribs. So we are a part of mankind. Yes, I'm going to still use mankind. I'm still going to say manhole. I'm not going to say maintenance hole. It's a human hole. Anytime, if you use the word human, man. Okay, I guess we got to get rid of the word human too. Or we just say Hugh? Because human. Woman. This is crazy. Alright, let me finish reading. I mean, I don't care. Everybody can be what they want to be. But don't tell us we got to change all our laws and the way the words in our dictionary and the words on our forms and the words on everything else and the way we use our words that we've been using for 56 years and hundreds of years and thousands of years because you decide you want to change your gender. Fine. You changed your. So if we say woman and you were a man and now you claim to be a woman, then you shouldn't be offended by us saying woman and vice versa. If you were a woman and changed your gender to a man, you shouldn't be offended when we say, well, that's for men. Because you wanted to be a man, so now that's for men. There are some things, there's a difference between men and women. Yes, there is. There's several differences. I'm all for women's lib. I was a brick mason. I was a bodybuilder. I was also a go-go dancer. But I was a woman doing it. But I did the job as well as a man because I wanted man's pay. So I had to be able to do the same work they could do. That's how I got into bodybuilding, make sure I was strong enough to do the job as a brick mason. You know, raise the scaffold and haul the blocks and haul the bags of mortar and, you know, everything. I wanted to be able to do it all because I had to start off as a laborer to prove. And you had to be quick enough as a laborer to learn from the man that taught me. You had to start off as a laborer and you had to be quick enough to get it all caught up as far as all the laboring goes, all the scaffold built, the paper on the walls, the wall ties, set all the bricks up, operate the forklift, make the mortar with a hoe and push it with a wheelbarrow when we didn't have a forklift. You had to be able to do all that and have everything set up for the masons so you could have time to get on the wall and learn how to lay bricks. So I did. And it hurt the first couple of weeks. Every muscle in my body hurt. That's when I was either going to give up or I was going to become strong enough for the job. So I went out and bought a weight set. Then I got addicted to working out. Man. I work out for 3.5 hours every day, even the muscle groups that you were supposed to rest. Okay, so anyway, let me get back to this. North Carolina's Republican legislative leaders who passed the bathroom bill and its replacement had opposed the consent decree. 2016 law, known as HB2, required transgender people to use restrooms matching their birth certificate in state government buildings and other publicly owned structures, including highway, rest stops, schools, universities. While that requirement was later rescinded, a replacement law halts new local anti-discrimination ordinances until 2020. Transgender plaintiffs who had challenged the original law amended their lawsuit to fight the replacement law, arguing that it continued to harm them by creating uncertainty over bathroom rules. They also challenged Joaquin Carcano, the lead plaintiff and a transgender University of North Carolina employee, hailed the judge's decision in a statement. After so many years of managing the anxiety of HB2 and fighting so hard, I'm relieved that we finally have a court order to protect transgender people from being punished under these laws, he said. Still, he said the current laws. Okay, so if making people go to the bathroom, if you were once a man, you used the men's bathroom all your life. Now you want to punish women because now you want to be in the women's bathroom. So you consider it punishment if you have to go to the men's room now that you're transgender. But what about us people that aren't transgender? Isn't it punishment to us if we're in the bathroom with the opposite sex? Because anybody can claim to be transgender and not be. Any perverted person can pretend to be transgender now and go in the opposite sex bathroom to prey on little boys or little girls or big boys and big girls or, women and men. So, because 100,000 people have changed their gender, the 7.4 billion other people are the ones that have to adjust the way they live for those that chose they weren't happy with the sex they were born with. Fine. You don't have, I understand. You can make any decision you want about your body. But forcing us to change all the laws to accommodate you. What if people decided that they have the right to love little children in a sexual way? Next, they're going to be fighting for rights. Don't they have the right? That's what's going to happen. Or some other, it's just, should you be harassed? No. Should you be discriminated against? No. Absolutely not. So, yes, you should have rights about that, and you should have court battles about that until everyone's treated equal. But some things it's carrying it too far. Because there are people that are not transgender that will go in the opposite sex bathroom and just claim they're transgender. So, I don't know. I think it opens up a bigger can of worms. If you carry yourself as a female, if you're transgender, here's the thing. If you're transgender, so you weren't happy with what you were, that's fine, and you changed it, that's fine. Then nobody would even know, unless you're wearing it on your sleeve. If you're dressed as a female and you got breasts as a female, and you look like a female and you go in the female's bathroom, no one's going to know you're transgender, so there wouldn't be an issue. But the way the law is now, there is no men and women's bathrooms then. So little boys can go in the girls' room while there's little girls in there. See, I work at a place where there's a lot of children. In public bathrooms. That means now there's no rules. There'll be, because it used to be if you saw a man hanging around the little girl's room, then we kept an eye on him. And if he went in there and there was little girls in there, we definitely, would be in there and asking him to leave. So now we can't. Now we can't protect children from predators, because all that person's got to do is claim they're transgender. So I'm not attacking transgender people. I'm attacking the law that opens up ways for people with bad intentions to easily get away with it, because if there's no designated bathroom, that means when your little girl's in school and, you know, nobody goes to the bathroom with them at school, no adult, you know, no supervisor, no teacher, no parent, and your little 4-year-old, 5-year-old kindergartner goes to the bathroom, since now there's no gender-specific bathrooms, your little girl's in the bathroom, and some grown man that's likes little girls goes in there, and all he has to do is say, I'm transgender, so I'm using the girls' room. I can see this becoming a mess. Anyway. So then the boys and the girls be in each other's locker rooms and fine. And why don't you just make it against the law to wear clothes? Everybody has to go nude now. And then, because that's what it's going to turn into. The boys are going to be in the girls' locker room. The girls going to be in the boys' locker room. I don't know. I don't know, where was that? Oh, that food looks good. I'm hungry. Okay. What are all these ads? Where's the news? I want to see the news, not advertisements. Sponsored ads. Sponsored ads. Good gracious. Baltimore man charged in D.C. area killing of... see, I don't want to see that kind of stuff. Opinion. Oh, I guess they're going to be sued now. Christian daycare center rejects child because she's a lesbian or has lesbian. Must be has lesbian parents. Virginia school transgender bathroom is back in court. Okay, so that was North Carolina. Let's see what Virginia's is doing. The hearing is the latest step in a years-long legal battle that has come to embody the debate over transgender student rights. Again, is transgender student rights versus non-transgender student rights. So now non-transgender people have no rights. because transgender is pushing for the rights to take away non-transgender rights. How about we make a transgender-only bathroom? How about that? And transgender people can use that bathroom, and non-transgenders can have their bathroom. I'm sure I'll catch a lot of grief for this, but, you know. The American Civil Liberties Union says the school board violated his rights under the U.S. Constitution of Equal Protection Clause, as well as what about equal protection of non-transgender? So there's 7.3 billion people that are non-transgender in the world, maybe, maybe not. Maybe there's only a few of us left. Equal rights. It's not equal rights because you're taking away my right. I don't want a man in the bathroom with me. So you're taking away my right to not have a man in the bathroom. And not have a man in the bathroom with my granddaughters. Where's my right for non-transgender? The school board is protecting students' privacy and has discriminated against no one. School systems have fallen on either side of this debate, leaving a patchwork of policies across the country. Whether it's the best of times or the worst of times for transgender students really can depend on where you live and who your principal is, said Harper Jean Tobin, policy director for the National Center for Transgender Equality. Grimm had come out to his parents as a boy during his freshman year at Gloucester High School, which is about 60 miles east of Richmond and near the Chesapeake Bay, right up the road from us. He was initially allowed to use the boys' restroom, but after some parents complained, students were required to use the bathroom that corresponds with their biological gender or a private restroom. Okay. Grimm sued in 2015. A federal judge sided with the school board, but the Fourth Circuit Court of Appeals ruled in Grimm's favor. It cited a directive issued by the administration of then President Barack Obama that said students can choose bathrooms that correspond with their gender identity. No. But us that identify with how we were born don't have the right to use the bathroom with people that were born the same way. We have to use the bathroom with anybody that decides to say they're transgender. And that's the problem. Not for real transgender people. I don't have a problem with them. If you truly feel like a woman and you know, then that's fine. But anybody can now claim they're transgender and be in any bathroom they choose for evil reasons. That's my issue with this whole thing. Hello? Hello? Huh? What is that? Oh, shrimp. I thought you said swamp. Oh, I thought you said swamp. I was like, what is that? Okay. Yeah. Are they ready? Yeah. All right. All right. Thanks. Okay. So yeah, I don't have an issue with the actual transgender person using the other bathroom. I have an issue with it opens it up for anybody to claim they're transgender who isn't. Courtroom chaos video shows judge dragged away after her own sentencing. Wow. Georgia mother who dropped newborn during fight charged with. Ole Miss student arrested and murdered a fellow student. Wow. Yep, the world is losing its mind. Perplexity everywhere. Children killed by husband. Wow. You know, I don't like covering stuff like this, but sometimes it needs to be done to prove scripture is accurate. Body behind cooler in abandoned grocery store. IDs a man who went missing 9 years ago. Misspells United Kingdom. Rather. Tom Brady credit. Okay. Some of this stuff is not even worthy of news. Alright, anyway. There's a lot of good stuff to cover later.